Hello, everyone. Welcome to Crazy Town. My name is Danielle K. Anderson. I am an entrepreneur, interfaith minister, Toastmaster, app junkie, counselor, coach, etc., including the mayor of Crazy Town. And those of you who are here are citizens, and you're welcome here. Today is the Crazy Town Who's Who, as well as Q&A. It's an opportunity for you to use my broadcast to promote yourself. So I have sitting here with me Mr. Tim Gillette, aka Rocker Life Coach, awesome speaker, dude, and blog expert. Is that a word that you're comfortable with? Expert?
No, I don't like expert, but you can say it. I won't say it. You can.
Okay. I don't really like that term either, but people kind of gravitate towards, I guess.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it, Daniel, when you're saying it about me, but I have the problem with it when people stand up and say it about themselves.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Saeed, give me 1 second.
And the party's going to grow. Here we go.
Let's go. Joining. Wow.
Hello. Now that would be a cute ceiling.
Right. Okay, I guess that didn't work out the way we expected it. So anyway, Tim, what I ask all of the guests on the Who's Who is to, one, announce yourself, introduce yourself, what you do, if you broadcast, what it is that you broadcast about, and where people can find you.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess he said that you speak French, I guess.
No. Parle français.
Yeah, I don't speak French other than croissant. I think that's about the best French I can get. Anyway, guys, I'm Tim Gillette, author and creator of a thing called the Rock and Roll Keys to Business Success. My broadcasts are about rock around your blog. The system that I've created is using a personal story or personal brand and a blog to get your message out. I work directly with speakers and coaches and direct sales entrepreneurs to help them get that message out using my Rock Around Your Blog mentorship program. I do broadcasts both on Blab here, Periscope, and then I have a weekly radio show, and I have about 5 blogs. And I speak at stages around the country. So that's a little bit about me. My broadcast, see my radio show, timgilletteradio.com, happens every Tuesday, noon Eastern, on Rockstar Worldwide Radio. My blabs that I have are Rock Around Your Blog, the branding and blogging questions that we do every night, sometime between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Central Time. They range in time each night depending on when I'm getting back from a speaking engagement.
Sure.
So, and then right now I'm working on creating a couple other ones that'll be out there. There's a friend of mine out there. We created a very meaningful thing. We're trying to start a project, people going around the country and learning to appreciate everyone in their world. And one of them is we created it in a hashtag for the time being, and that is telling people, thank you for being in my life today. And all we're doing is, we're getting people to go out and appreciate your barista at Starbucks, you know what I mean? The person who rang you up at Macy's, all right, all the way down to, you know what I mean, to the guy who was picking up your garbage outside, throwing the bags out there in his truck and say, hey, thanks for being in my life today, and coming back onto our podcast and telling your story about how you helped connect with someone today who really didn't expect it. So.
Right. That's awesome. That's
on my
amazing.
website, timgillette.com. I know if you read my name up there, type in timgillette.com. That's how you find me.
Right. Feel free to type any links that you want to share in the comments. I think Muhammad is trying to come in, but we're having some issues. Hopefully it'll work this time. Thank you, Tim.
Hey, Muhammad.
Hi, Muhammad. Welcome to Crazy Town. How are you? How's it going?
I'm new here.
You're new? Welcome.
I'm trying to learn English.
Oh, okay. Well, sounds so far so good.
Do you hear me?
It's kind of low. I'm having a hard time.
Okay, I will try to learn.
Okay. All right. So, Tim, you do have a really awesome story about how you got to this point. Do you mind sharing that with somebody who may not be familiar?
Sure. So I was in the car wash industry from about 1986 to 2004. Cars were like the dream that I thought I had my whole life growing up. I thought I was going to be in the car wash, car auto body. I mean, I had a cousin who used to paint cars when I was a kid, and it really impressed me. I wanted to be part of that industry. After years of being into it, and I built three different businesses in 3 different states, 2 big ones in 2 different states. I actually had done car washes in both Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and in Dallas, Texas. And my last one was Dallas, Texas. I had a mobile car wash business where we went from office tower to office tower cleaning cars. And I made about 6 figures a month washing cars.
A month.
That blows people's minds when they go, wait a minute, you washed cars without a location and you made 6 figures a month. Yeah, but I had a lot of overhead. I had a lot of employees. There was a lot to make that happen. And what happened was over the years of doing it, I became so burnt out on the industry.
Sure.
And since then, in my learnings, I've learned that I do a lot of things really fast, really quick, and I get burned out. And I've had to learn to balance that over the years. Well, in 2004, when I sold my business, I decided I wanted out of the car business for good. I wanted to go really find Tim Gillette again. And I sold it, and I wrote a do not compete clause in, which is one of my things my lawyer says, "What, were you an idiot? Why are you doing this? You don't have to do this." And I said, "I don't think you understand how bad I want out of this business.
Right.
I'm willing to go bankrupt, homeless, whatever it takes to make it work." And that is exactly what happened. I left with a 6-figure bank account, all my debts paid. All right. And I ended up within less than a year being homeless and bankrupt with nothing. You know what I mean? And I now tell people, I've lived in the 5-bedroom, 4-bath mansion, and I've lived in a cardboard box, and I'm not afraid to go back to either one ever again.
Right.
But in 2004, the unique part of my story was at the time I was friends with a guy named Zig Ziglar. Many people, goes, "Oh yeah, I've heard Zig speak."
Mm-hmm.
No, I never heard Zig speak at the time that this happened. I'd never read his book, any of his books. I knew him personally, and
it's a good guy
I got
to
to know him
know.
personally. Yeah, I'd washed his car, and I said. Sat down across the table with him, and I said, "Zig," "I'm out of the car wash business. I don't know what I'm going to do next." And Zig said to me, "Tim, you'd be a good speaker and you'd be a good coach." Now, I understand the term coach, and I still don't call myself a coach, even though my handle's Rocker Life Coach. I don't tell people that I'm a coach. But I said, "Okay, Zig, I'll think about that." And I goofed off, became homeless, and you know what I mean? I tried doing a couple other jobs. I did everything from sell frozen meat off the back of a truck
Wow.
to, you know what I mean? I think I did some phone sales. I did debt counseling. I went back and worked as a cashier and service writer at a standalone car wash. And then I went to work for Starbucks. I was a Starbucks barista from 2005 to 2010. And it wasn't until 2009 when I was kind of figuring out what I was going to do. I was offered a job by a couple guys walked into my Starbucks and said, "Hey, we want you to come run our company," because they knew who I was and what I'd done. And it was then I was starting to think about what I was going to do. And it was at that time that I ran into Zig Ziglar again. And I said, "Zig, I'm going to go do that speaking thing you told me to do." And I went from being a professional-looking car wash business owner to looking like this rocker thing.
Right.
And I said, "Zig, I'm going to go get a haircut. I'm going to go buy a suit and a tie, and I'm going to go look professional. I'm going to do that speaking thing." And Zig said, "Oh, no. He said, "Tim, you're the most authentic and real I've ever seen you. You need to take this to the speaking world." That's kind of like Zig Ziglar's dying words to Tim, because I didn't get much counseling and personal coaching from him after that.
Right.
And we had to find a way to make it work. And that's why I went in 2010. I bought the web domain name, rockerlifecoach.com. And that's where I started. I didn't know how I was going to start or what I was going to do or what I was going to do with it. I really didn't know. I had no clue. I enrolled into a coaching course, and one of my coaches said, first thing you need to do is buy a domain name that says who you are. So we bought Rocker Life Coach. And I went and created a blog. I didn't know what else to do. I went on this site called WordPress.com, and I created a blog. And my first post came out April 1st, 2010. And I did nothing more than I was trying to figure out what to write about. So I went downstairs, and I said, I'm going to clean my garage for 30 minutes. And I spent 30 minutes cleaning my garage, and I ended up getting the whole job done in 30 minutes. And I came upstairs and wrote a post about if we just get started, we'll get done faster than we think. And that has been the theme of my business for the past 6 years, is if you just get started, you'll be surprised where you'll go.
Right.
My first blog post was called Changing Your World 30 Minutes at a Time. And that is where I started with Rocker Life Coach. And now I have that one blog has the original blog has 500 posts. I have 700 on another one, about 150 on another. And my newest one, we have maybe 100 on, if that, on the Rock Around Your blog right now.
Right.
It
amazing.
It started with a blog.
That's absolutely amazing. I guess. Oh wait. Hi.
Can't hear.
I can't hear. We can't hear. Sorry. All right. So Tim, this is Q&A time. It's not just about you talking about yourself. This is an opportunity for people who don't know who I am to ask me anything about anything, as long as you're respectful. Have at it, because I do so much. I do have a lot of titles, and people aren't really sure about, who this person is. And, the thing is, people have to know, like, and trust you. And I'm happy to tell somebody anything, but I don't know what you want to know in order to know, like, and trust me. So this is an opportunity for you or anybody.
So I get to ask you, huh?
Yeah, you get to ask me anything. And anybody who happens to be watching also, you can type in the chat. You can ask a question for me or Tim. Feel free.
So I noticed that, what was the conversation we had when we started here was, you're into the Washington Redskins.
Yes, I am.
Right.
I've got my jersey on right now.
She does. She's a great jersey. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
All right. Have you made sports part of your message and what you help people and teach people?
Sports specifically, no, but play for sure.
Okay.
Play is definitely a big part of what I do when I'm offering messages to people to inspire them and to help motivate them and get them onto track. Don't forget how important it is to just play and enjoy life. A lot of times I talk about, think back to when you were a kid and the types of things that you did then when you would use your imagination and nobody could tell you that you couldn't be anything. Everyone said that you can be whatever it is that you want to be. And to remember to always make time and take time to just have fun for the sake of having fun. So not necessarily sport, but if sports is the way that you enjoy yourself, then absolutely go for it. And that's a good question.
What is it? Let me ask you this, Danielle. What is it in your personal passions that you've incorporated into your business?
Personal passions?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could use passion as a thing. Well, no, I think it's learning about people. And what makes them tick. I'm not a psychologist by any means, but I do pay attention a lot. And that drives me. When I was younger, well, even now, sometimes people scare me to death, half to death, because I don't get them. It's like, what is, but being able to sit and talk and figure out what makes this person be the way they are or act the way they are, what drives them. It's easier for me to navigate. It's not about people in general. It's about persons, individual people. And I think that's what scared me before was the world was scary. But a one-on-one conversation or a small group, it's easier to get to know them. And people is what drives me in my work and what I do, and making them feel good and sometimes look good too.
Well, that's it. I mean, and that's exactly what I work with people, is trying to get them to take their passion, take what excites them, and put it into their business. I love music and motorcycles. It's part of everything I do to training is I use music and motorcycles into it. And so I was asking them, first of all, the football.
Right.
Is the football, or is it the sports, or is it just your team? You know what I mean? Like,
it's a little bit of both. Like, I enjoy watching sports. When I was younger, I enjoyed playing sports. I did play football in elementary school, and basketball and tennis and, all those kinds of things. And I play with my kids, but sports is for me, it's just play. It's just a way to be active and have fun with other people. So it's not sports, but my team is my team. I do love my team a lot. And some people might judge me for that, but whatever.
No, we should judge for that. But yeah, I'm not a big sports fan. However, I love going to the Mavericks games here in Dallas.
Right. Because
it's something my wife's into. She's a Mavericks fan.
Right.
I love going to the games because I get to hang out with my wife and my stepsons and you know what I mean? They're partners.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, that makes it a passion of mine now. Do I put that into my business? Sometimes I do. I love Mark Cuban, by the way. I can almost tap Mark on the shoulder from my seat. So
really?
Yeah,
he's an interesting guy too. I'd love to get him in the hot seat.
Yeah. I would love to get Mark Cuban on my radio show. I really would.
That'd be awesome.
But that's it. We put those passions in though. But you see, it's we put them in because we see that's what attracts new things.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not a football fan.
Right.
All right. However, I grew up like in the Eagles and the Steelers. I'm in Pennsylvania is where I grew up. Now I live in Dallas, Texas.
Ugh.
Dallas, Texas, and the Steelers and Eagles just is not something. All right.
No.
However, I can play off it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because fun, like you said, your title here is Crazy Town.
Yeah.
Now I can come in and go, okay, well, hey, today, all right, let's just say today. Today's the Cowboys and Giants, I think, are playing.
Yeah.
Two rival teams again.
Right.
I've got a friend who rides motorcycle with me, who's a big Giants fan. He's from New Jersey, and he lives out here in Texas with us.
Right.
And him and I, we go at it all the time. But neither one of us cares
one way or the other.
One way or the other, right?
It's more like just home team kind of.
He loves the Giants.
Right.
That's it. But he's not a big – that's about the only – well, he's more into sports than I am. And I used to pick on him. I could totally say, well, I'm an Eagles fan and pick on you with the Redskins. And what that would do is now they'd think, oh, wow, it's a battle, and they're all going to show up to see what happens.
Right.
But truthfully,
we don't even care. I don't even care. I got my son in the background. Whenever we do something good, he makes noise. So I know, okay, we're doing all right. And it's funny that that Cowboys and Giants game, my son was like, because the Cowboys and the Redskins are bitter rivals. I don't know what's up with RG3, man. Nobody knows. They're bitter rivals, but we don't really particularly care for the Giants either. And we're just like, I don't know how to even call that game. If they're not playing us, we don't even care. But we digress. For those of you guys who have just joined us or recently joined us, this is what's called the Crazy Town Who's Who. I am Danielle K. Anderson, the mayor of Crazy Town, and this is an opportunity for you to promote yourself and ask questions, network. So please feel free to jump into the open seat if you want to talk about your business, podcast, blog, whatever, and make some connections, because that's what community is about.
Jump
And
in and ask Daniel an embarrassing question. See if we can get her face to turn red.
it's not hard to do. Also, it is a Q&A, so you can ask me anything about anything as long as the question is phrased respectfully. Keep Danielle smiling. Thank you. I am a minister, so just watch it, okay? That's all I have to say about that.
See, I didn't know that about you until I was on the show with you. You were a minister.
Yeah, I am. A lot of people have questions about that.
Well, I don't know which, it's an online internet, but I got ordained as a minister to do weddings and stuff.
Universal Life Church?
Huh?
ULC?
I don't know if it's ULC. I think I have to go really look it up. I think it's called Open Ministry, but I was doing it specifically because I have a lot of like family members and stuff like that who wanted me to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Are you a minister?" I'm like, so I went and got ordination, got ordained through one of these agencies to do it. I don't have years of Bible school or anything like that makes me some qualified guru. But I did it to be able to perform weddings if a close friend or someone in my network wants it, I can do it legally. And I also did it to be able to do like funerals and stuff. Because a lot of people in my community, I do a lot of impactful things to help. And they're going, well, Tim, we want you to speak at so-and-so's memorial service because, so now I can do the services.
Right.
I don't do it for a big for-profit thing. No, it's something to add as an extra value to those in my network.
Yeah, that's part of why I did it too. I've not been to any school of divinity or anything like that, but I have studied religion just like I've studied people since I was a young child. And I found that there are underlying themes in every faith. And it's basically to love one another and be good. And there's so much fighting and conflict, heartache, heartbreak because of differences of opinion.
Yeah.
And the similarities are so much more than the differences, but people don't see that anymore. And so I left the traditional church because, one, organized religion bothers me because over hundreds and thousands of years of people practicing these things, it's been corrupted by politics and money, and the messages are lost. And what I want to do is to get people back to the message. And less about the means by which you practice, Yeah.
See, I'm in favor of the independent type churches or independent type synagogues or whatever you want to call it. All right. To me, is I'm Christian. I'm a Christian. All right, and I don't deny that. But the Bible says church is where two or more of you are gathered together. Right. Exactly. Okay? So I could have 5 people over here in the living room. We can have a Bible study. That's church. Right. Exactly. By the Bible standards. With this idea that we have to go to this big old fancy building. And I'm in Dallas, Texas, the home of the mega church. Right. Amen. All right. We got Six Flags Over Jesus up the road here. Six Flags strange names for them all. I'm not putting down some of them. I'm not putting them down because there's a place for that in our society today. However, I'm a little different. Looks like Danielle, you're a little different, and that's okay.
Oh, I'm way different. I'm odd duck, hun.
and we have like the mega church that I said, the Six Flags. I mean, the pastor, the leader of that church. I kind of disagree with certain things they do as a church, but him as a minister and leader is one of the most on-key spiritual teachers I've met in the Dallas area. I need to specify because I've met people worldwide who are more than. He is one of the most on-key in Dallas. Right. Doesn't mean he's always right. Right. I mean, but he's still human, and that's the thing about it. I surprised a lot of people when I've been ordained since December, and it was ULC Monastery. And I really enjoyed them because it's not just get your certificate and you can go on about your way. They provide a lot of useful information and a network of people to help you and, build your business as a church if that's what you want to do. But I
a lot of people who know me, they know me as a good person and a spiritual person, but they don't know me to be a ministerial type person, you know. Even though a lot of what I do before I was a minister is to advise and counsel people. So, but they knew my personal life. Do you know what I mean? So they're like, really? Really? And I said, yeah, really. Because, you know, why not? Because I did want to do the be able to perform weddings and funerals and things like that. And I have a lot of family and friends who are, what is the politically correct way to say it? Alternative lifestyle and, you know, same-sex couples and stuff like that. And for me, it's not about religion. It's about law, a ceremony. It's about what's right and what's fair. So before they passed or they recognized that it should be legal for everybody to get married as long as it's two people, I wanted to be able to perform those ceremonies for, you know, friends and family and all of that. And also, you know, I mean, let's be real, you know, it is another way to bring income in if that's what you do. But I also wanted to use it as a means to credential myself as a counselor. Do you know what I mean? So like I said, I've been doing this, talking to people, advising people, studying people for well over 20 years. And I figured this is another way for people to actually recognize and take me seriously. Because somebody, you know how you have friends that'll call you and ask for your advice or just need your ear, and they'll have the same story over and over again. I had a friend like that, and I'm like, let me ask you a question. Every time you come to me and you ask me for advice or you tell me how you feel, and I tell you the same thing, how many times have you done the same thing that I've told you? He said, none. I said, why? Why haven't you at least tried the thing that I said? And he was like, I don't know. I said, all right, this is what we're going to do. There was like a year ago, the last time we had one of those conversations. And then he called me again and he was like, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. Same story, same thing. I was like, you know what? People pay me for this now. If you want me to, if you want me to give you the same advice, I'm happy to do that. But I want you to be, I don't want to keep having this conversation. We've been friends since high school, right? And like, I don't want to keep having the same conversation for the next 15 years. So what are you going to do to make a change? And I think that because he knows that, not just because he knows me, but because he knows that I take myself seriously and my advice seriously and my time seriously, that he took it seriously for himself. And then he was able to put into practice some of the things that I told him to do. And he's already it's been 2 weeks and he says that he's seen major changes. So that's really why I want to do it. It's because I love people. And so that's it.
Lisa's coming in. Oh, I love Lisa.
Hi.
Hi, sexy.
Oh, shucks. Hi, Lisa. Welcome to Crazy Town.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
I saw Tim was in, so I had to pop in and see. I know if Tim
Whatever
is on,
works.
something good is going on. So
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Well, I don't know if you heard the intro or not, but this is the Crazy Town Who's Who and Q&A. So you get to use my broadcast to promote yourself, talk about your business, where you are, all of that good stuff, how people can reach you. I'm
not here to promote myself. I'm not here to promote myself. I'm just looking to see what's out there, and I saw this going on, and I've been listening a little bit here and enjoyed the conversation that you guys are having, especially on the religion topic. And so I just thought I would show myself for a moment and say hi.
Well, thanks. I appreciate the support. If you have any questions, though, you can feel free to ask me or Tim. Why not? Since he chose to sit in the seat.
I'm just here to observe and learn from it. So, you know, this whole blabbing thing is new to probably most of us, and it's consumed me this weekend, pretty much. So here I am again, 3 days in a row here, looking to see what's out here, and just enjoying and interested in seeing the participation from people and seeing what kind of good positive things that people can receive from this type of interaction. So it's very interesting.
Right. Well, since you did choose to sit in the seat, do you mind answering questions?
It depends. You may not like my answers, but I'll try to keep it good.
No, you can't answer any problem.
If you don't want to promote yourself, I'm going to do it for you. Hi, Lisa. What do you do?
Well, I work in technology. I work for a very large global IT company, and I work currently as a complex global program manager, installing and trying to integrate tooling into the business, into our company. So we are really on a big automation mission, and we use NetMeeting and things like that. We don't use a lot of Skype, even though we have Skype. Not sure if this might be something that could come down the pipe in the future. So I'm really just interested in learning more about this technology and seeing what it has to offer. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not trying to promote anything, just trying to observe and learn. And if there's anything that I have from, whether it be a spiritual side or a comedic side or a intellectual side, whatever I have to offer to a conversation, or that something that will help people grow and expand themselves, then, hey, you may not always like my answers, but I'm going to tell you the truth.
You know what I say when I do these Q&As on Periscope, and sometimes I say, I may not know the answer, but it should at least be entertaining. And it was. So thank you for that. All right, don't take offense to this, but I am so not a tech person. I can navigate apps just fine. But when you spoke, I heard 0011 Nerd Geek 010. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I heard. But so basically, what is it? Could you like dumb it down for someone like myself? Oh my gosh, Jamila's here. Sorry. For someone, like what is it that you guys do? Like your company, what does it actually do? Does it use technology for its business or something? Oh yeah, Jamila, I'm sorry. I saw your text, but I was already online.
Well, I work for a very large global company. I prefer not to name the name
fine.
or anything like that, so I keep it quiet. I'm not going to tell you I'm the most technical person because I'm not. But this is an opportunity to learn, being in this format here. But I'm more of a leader, a fireman. I put teams together and drive to resolution and get the deliverables done and get the job done. That's what I do. And I have to do a lot of convincing
Right.
because a lot of the accounts that I support, they're very reluctant to change, and especially anything from an automation standpoint that's going to jeopardize the business and the day-to-day activity in supporting our external clients. And so I have to really get them on board and allow our team to come in, do a deep dive with their accounts, take a look at what tools are working, what's not working, what we have in our toolbox from a global perspective, share SOPs or any other kind of data that we have harvested and solutions through a lot of different avenues across the globe, try to improve their efficiencies and eliminate workload drivers, manual repeatable tasks, and get it into automation so they can build efficiencies and reduce headcount.
Cool. Awesome. So that's amazing. All right. Jamila. Sorry, it's difficult trying to multitask on a mobile device. So I'm listening to you, but I'm trying to answer Jamila here as well. Jamila, you can, since you can't get on camera, you can post a link to your personal website. You can post a link to the broadcast that's coming up tonight. You can do any and all of those things. Feel free if you're not able to get in the seat. And don't forget to tell a little bird. Thank you so much. And welcome to those who have come in. This is the Crazy Town Who's Who, where you get to use my broadcast to promote yourself. Let us know about your business or what it is that you like to do. You can ask questions for anyone who's in the hot seat. That's what you just got yourself into there, Lisa, including myself. My name is Danielle K. Anderson. I am the mayor of Crazy Town, as well as an entrepreneur, interfaith minister, Toastmaster, spiritual counselor, life coach, etc., etc. I have a lot of titles, but this isn't about me. This is more about that. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how are you? I'm good, thanks. And you, how are you?
Fantastic. Welcome to Crazy Town.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
How are you? What's going on?
We're doing good.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Tim. We're just doing some networking and promotions. So what is it that you do?
Nothing else. It's the first time that I visit that website.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of first timers jumping in here today.
Yeah. What did you by the way, where are you from?
I'm from Washington, D.C. in the U.S.
Aha. Hi, man. Do you hear me?
Okay, Tim.
Yeah.
Hello.
So where are you from?
I'm from Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Welcome. Well, I'm looking at your title here. It says anime designer. Is that what you do? You do animation?
Mm-hmm. By the way, this is not my computer. I'm just a ghost.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let somebody else jump in this seat because I'm running low on time. But thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you. Anyone else want to jump in? Robert or Stacy? Stacy, I'd love to hear your story.
Stacy's been to some of my live events.
Has she?
Yeah, she's here in the Dallas area.
Cool.
So what it is, yeah, I jumped up as one of my neighbors fired up his motorcycle and it sounded like mine. Uh-oh. I've had too many things stolen from my house over the past year and I got all worried for a second.
Right. Is your wife in town, Tim?
My wife is actually down at one of our rentals today working.
So she's around.
She's around, but she's not in the house.
So the cat is okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So my wife travels for business and I travel for business, and we're in the midst of exchanging and changing our real estate company that I've been president of, and she's now going to be president of that company. So she's going, okay, I need to go do all this stuff on my own. So she's down working on rental condo today.
Nice.
So.
That's cool. Hi, Stacy. Welcome to Crazy Town.
Hi, guys.
Oh, no sound.
No, I can hear the sound. There's a bit of a lag, though. Try.
Oh, no. How do I fix that?
I think you're good. Just be still.
Keep talking and see if it goes through.
It'll catch up.
Okay. Well, I was going to just watch because I'm a hot mess today. I just got out of the shower. So thank you for asking me to join, though.
Oh, no, absolutely. You're more than welcome. So this is an opportunity to do some promotion for yourself. Plug whatever business website that you like. Let people know where you are. This is on the record, so folks who may be able to catch the replay can click on those links and get the information.
Oh, well, thank you for the opportunity, Danielle.
Absolutely.
And hi, Tim. My name is Stacy Flowers, and my company is Launch It, and I help new people who are entrepreneurs or who want to be entrepreneurs get started from the very, very beginning. People who don't know what they want to do yet, or people who just need a little guidance on, how to talk to other people or how to network, how to get a website, just from the very, very beginning. And my website is www.launchittoday.net. And I am just outside of the Dallas area, about 60 miles. And like Tim said, I see him at a lot of great events, and I've been to his blogging workshop, which is very powerful and very helpful to me. And I want to shout out, thank you, Tim, for that.
Great. That is awesome. So feel free to go ahead and type that link in the chat for your site. And so how long have you been doing that? Launch it.
Actually, I launched it in January 2015. So it is a new business.
Oh, wow.
But I'm very passionate about it. And I just like to share everything I have learned. And hopefully I can save a lot of people from wasting a lot of time and money on what I did.
Right.
And take the good and leave the bad.
So have you been an entrepreneur for a while, or is this a newer venture for you?
It's actually a new venture because I was in accounting for 24 years in the corporate world. So I finally got out of there and would never go back. I mean, it would have to be total desperation. There's no going back once you're out.
It's like you could if you absolutely had
I
to,
love it.
but you don't want to have to. I get it.
No, and I don't plan on going back. No.
Amen. Well,
I go everywhere and learn from everybody I can not to.
I really do appreciate that. I'm trying to get to that point because of all the titles I have, one of them is still full-time employee for somebody else. So I'm working on moving out of that place. I could really if I put myself through it, but I have a lot of kids, and the insurance. It's hard to let go of that insurance.
It is.
It is really hard to let go of that insurance.
I agree. That was actually one of the reasons I didn't leave was because of the insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I have actually ulcerative colitis, which is caused by stress. And turns out, as soon as I left the corporate world, I don't have any symptoms or anything anymore and don't feel that I need the treatment like I did. So I had the insurance from the job that was making me sick. So it's a vicious cycle. And who knew until I left there that, I would feel so much better and relieve the stress. So I pray for you, and I hope you do get out of there, Danielle, because it'll be the best decision you ever made.
Thank you. And I do not want to say this for anybody who knows what I do in my, at my regular work job, as my son calls it. I don't dislike my job or the people that I work with. I work at it was top rated in the federal government for 3 years running. So I'm not complaining about my job. It's just the freedom of my time that I wish I had more of, so that the time that I spend there could be spent more into my business and with my kids. And they're the reason why I'm there in the first place, I got 3 in glasses. I have one that takes medication every single day. And, they get sick, they fall, they hurt themselves. And there's 5 of them and they all need stuff. So, it's difficult to get out of that space. Because I can't not have them insured. But if I were to pay for it on my own, even with all I do, it hurt a lot more. So we're getting there. We've got investment accounts and things like that are looking nicer as time goes. But thank you so much.
Well, I do recommend, I actually pay less for my insurance now than I did whenever I worked at the corporate world because I have a better plan that covers more.
Oh, yeah. I'm still looking.
Definitely check that out if that's one of your stumbling blocks.
Well, I've looked at some of it, but my company does match me. They pay a good amount of it, and so it's tricky to find. But I'll look again shortly. But this is also Q&A time, so you can ask me any question, or I know Tim, but why not ask him as well? Any question that happens to be in your mind, as long as it's respectful. We got a couple of minutes left here.
I would ask, this is actually my very first live blab. So
Yay.
I'm brand new to it. So I wouldn't mind some tips from the both of you.
Some tips from who?
From both of you.
You're breaking up, so yeah.
Oh, tips from the two of you on blab, since I'm new to it.
Build relationships. Don't just jump in here and try to. I mean, there are a lot of people. I'm going to tell you right now. Some of you are in the chat room. You're just trying to You're just trying to see if you can go build a following, or you're wondering how you can get your message out. I came in and built relationships first. I didn't go in and try to see if I can pitch my business and everything I went to. I went in and I waited till I was asked about what I did. That's when I shared, and Danielle did today. I didn't come in and like, here's my story. I waited
No,
till I
I
was
said,
asked.
get in the seat, please.
Yeah, well, she did say that. But once I
said,
was in
"Help
the
me."
seat, now she asked me something.
Right.
Once I'm asked, now I'm allowed to share. There are many people who are jumping into blabs and just to share their opinion, and then they leave. You're not, and people say, "How did you under 30 days were you on 1,000 blabs?" And how did or 100? That's 100 blabs in 30 days. How did you do that? And how did you get people to get you? I mean, you got a following of 600 plus people in under 30 days.
Right.
I know people who are quote unquote famous people who are on Blab who don't have 20 people following them yet because they're trying the same following techniques they've done everywhere else, and they're not working.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not about posting or just saying hi. It is about conversation.
Yeah, you've got to come in here and build relationships. If you're not going to build relationships, they're not going to come to connect with you.
Yeah, and it's about that. I mean,
agree
anywhere on
100%.
social media, really, it's about building relationships. It depends on really what it is that you want to use Blab for. If you wanted to promote your business, then pay attention to the blabs that are out there. Subscribe to the ones that you can't make, and listen. There's a lot of great information out there. Tim is one of them. Robert Stern is another, and there's a lot of what's the other one? Samantha Kelly. Is it Tweeting Goddess? She's awesome. So, just pay attention. And there's some fun ones in there too. Some of it's just, sitting back and, shooting the breeze and being goofy. And that's cool too, because it's just, like I said, we need to make time and have fun. It's good to make connections with people on different levels. So if you want it to just be a social thing that you do just to hang out and connect with people, then you can do that. But back to what Tim was saying is it is about building relationships. You don't want to just come in and say hi and nothing else, have nothing to contribute to the conversation, because it is about conversation. We have 4 screens up here for the reason to be able to communicate with one another face to face. So
and
take advantage of that.
The 4 screens in here, I'm going to tell you right now. Right now I'm looking at, I grabbed an open window and I looked at what is going on live right now. And I'm going to tell you, I can look at how popular your topic is. I've learned this in 30 days. How popular your topic is and how people want to interact it tells me how many viewers and how many people are watching now. And yes, if you had 20 or 30 people viewing, but you've only got 1 watching now, you're not that popular of a topic because you're the only one in your room.
Right.
Okay. I know we've got 4 people in here now. We've had 40 in here. So, I mean, and really we've not gotten many people in the seats. If we get more people in the seats, it makes this an interesting topic.
It makes us more visible too, because the more people come in, they are more likely to share and let other people know and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know how the algorithms work, but the more engagement there is, the more traffic you can get. So, I mean, I'm personally, of course, I would love to have as many people involved as possible, but at the same time, it's more quality than quantity for me. I want to make sure that what it is that I have to say and what other people contribute. Oh my God.
Hey, Tony.
Time out. Hey, how's it going?
He's frozen on me. Is he frozen?
Yeah, I'm frozen here too. Tony, do me a favor and refresh your screen there. Refresh it. Wow. Executive, this is your life. That's someone I did not expect to see here. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. But yeah, it's the more people you have involved, the more engagement there is, and the more popular you can become. So get involved, look and see what's around, who's on. Try it one more time, Tony. And just find your crew, I guess, the folks that you look for, and they'll guide you to other places that are awesome too. Like I said, it really just depends on what it is that you look for. What are you looking to use it for?
I see Marcus just popped back in here, and yet he hasn't come on screen yet.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
You're totally welcome. All right, I may go audio only for like 2 seconds. Hang with me. Okay.
That's a trick I'm trying to figure out how to do. Go audio only without shutting it down.
Mobile. You got to use your phone.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to use your phone. But the trick is, when you're on your phone, you have to make sure your notifications are turned off. I did this last night. I was on the open mic blab and I was reading a poem, but it was on my notes on my phone. So I had to jump out of the blab screen, go to my notes and read it. And I was doing just fine until somebody tagged me in the comments and said, at Danielle the VP, nice job or something. And then it shut everything down. I was like, dang, I was halfway through. But, so yeah, that's a little hack. If you're on the iOS,
I was in there when that happened.
Words?
And they were asking who else wants to do something.
Were you?
And I wouldn't come on screen last night. Because Gerald was like, I was like, should I come on and sing Hotel California? Or,
oh, yeah, that's right. And I said do Hotel California because that's my
so
favorite.
what was the other song I picked? Or I Got Friends in Low Places.
Low Places, yeah.
And everybody's like trying to
I like that one.
Tim, come in. Yeah, Tim, come in and sing. So I finally went, do you want me to clear and empty your room out or what, man? So I stayed lurching. And that's what I wanted to do, is I wanted to make it like, okay, and then Robert said, he really looks like a rocker, but I don't know if he can sing.
He can actually, yeah, because nobody's ever heard you perform.
No one's ever heard me sing, so I'm not, and I'm going to be like Roy. That's going to be my mystery. You're going to have to wonder if I can sing.
Right.
I have to show up at my live events.
So, okay, did you hear what I was reading? I just wonder what your opinion is of the half that you heard.
Oh, I mean, the half that I heard, it sounds like you had a good, meaningful poem there.
Yeah, it was pretty decent, I guess.
I
guess. I've never read it for anybody before. And it was my own work, and I've never performed it.
You got to own this, girl. You've got to believe in yourself, girl.
I believe in myself. I just never shared it with anyone. It's on Facebook, so people can see it if you dig through the notes or anything. But I haven't. It was never my desire to perform as a poet or anything. I just wrote it because it came to me. So.
When I got married to my wife in 2012, my mom brought something down to the wedding from Pennsylvania that she had saved in my stuff when I was throwing everything out in Pennsylvania and moving to Texas, and showed me it because it was when I first got online. That was AOL back then, and it was a poem I wrote about being online. Wow. And I left it with my mother, and I was like, yeah, no one's ever going to read this. And it's funny, almost 20 years later, to look at that and read it and go, oh, wow, how much my life is still similar, but changed.
Right. Jonathan's here. Wow. Jonathan, you want to hop in real quick before I close the gates on the Crazy Town who's who?
Oh, bye. I guess Stacy's leaving.
Was that on purpose? It looks like it was on purpose. The topic? Oh, you. The topic is you.
We're talking about you.
We're talking about you, dude. Come on in. We'd like your input on you. We're just doing some networking, promotion, self-promotion, shameless plugging, etc. And also an opportunity to ask questions. Yikes. This is a key
prop up Danielle for doing this. Crazy Town Mayor.
Oh, thank you, Tim. Appreciate you.
Jonathan!
Awesome. Hey, Jonathan, how goes it?
Hey, Danielle. How are you guys?
Doing good. I get intimidated when people with actual microphones come onto my blog. It's like, I'm not doing enough. Me and my earbuds. I know.
Wait a minute. No, this is like the cheapest microphone you can buy.
But it's a microphone. It's not,
Your computer
something that
comes
you
with a microphone.
You see me on mobile.
Don't be intimidated by people's stuff, because the first thing that I learned about all this content marketing and all that is not the first question you ask is not what kind of mic you use. It's, does your content rock or does it suck?
Right.
Because if your content sucks, then that really pricey microphone that you bought because you think that your microphone is going to save you, may not really be all that effective, and you just waste a lot of money. So earbuds and an iPhone that you already have could work for you.
It still works.
I know a lady in Connecticut who does a 5-day-a-week radio show on an internet radio station, and she's been doing it for years. She still works off of her earbuds.
I mean, it works.
Yeah.
I say that as a joke simply because one day I'd like to probably get into podcasting and have, the good stuff. But, this is what I have for now. Cracked screen and all. That's why I have to be careful how I turn my lights on. Otherwise, it looks like I have ghosts in here or something.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah, hang on a sec. Let me see if I can show you. If I sit a certain way, there it is.
Oh,
see,
that's
I have
cool.
I have that. It's and it's just because I dropped my phone. So, we work with what we got. So, anywho, welcome to Crazy Town, Jonathan. This is an opportunity to promote yourself, talk about where you are, what you do, how people can get in touch with you. And also you can ask me anything or Tim anything about anything while I still have, as long as the questions are respectful. Yes, absolutely. Anything.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for having me on. It's Sunday afternoon here where I'm at. My name is Jonathan. Personally, I'm a singer and a social media hack. I sing with the Lexington Singers. It's a choral group in Lexington, Kentucky. We number about 150 singers.
Nice.
Ranging in all ages, all experiences. We have to audition to get into the group, but once you are accepted into the membership, you pretty much have a spot for life, so long as you can sing well and you make rehearsals and you get along with people.
Is it a mixed chorus?
Yes, we're SATB. If that means anything to you, it's guys and girls that sing together. We're led by Dr. Jefferson Johnson, who is the choral director at the University of Kentucky, and he is phenomenal. Like, he could probably go anywhere in the world to teach other people how to direct choirs, but he chooses to stay in Lexington, Kentucky area because I guess that's where his family is from, and that's just where he gets a good vibe of people. Professionally, I am a social media director for a wine bar here in my hometown. It's a part-time job, and I'm actually building my own business called summitsocial.co. It really right now is just a blog that I post tips, tricks, and hints for folks who want to use social media to take their business, brand, or cause to the next level online, whether that's a better website, a better email marketing strategy, getting a handle on social media, that kind of thing. So that's about all I've got to report. And I see Tim helps people rock their blog. So we would have a lot of common things there. And Danielle, I'm not sure your story, but I'm sure that we can have a great thing to work with too. So
yeah, I will give you my official introduction. I'm getting some echo from you though. Let me see if I can. There you go.
It's probably because I've got my display here and my microphone, and I don't have.
That's cool.
On.
That's cool. I can work with that.
Yeah.
So my name is Danielle K. Anderson. I am an entrepreneur, makeup artist, interfaith minister, Toastmaster, app junkie. I am a spiritual counselor, life coach, and many, many other things, including the mayor of Crazy Town. And Crazy Town, which I'm surprised nobody asked me what it actually is. Yeah. But Crazy Town is what I call a small but thriving community that was founded in the great state of mind. It's a place where all the voices in my head come to hang out, and also on the internet where the people who follow me on Periscope and now on Blab can commune with one another, have share ideas, and help each other grow. So that's me. I do have a blog site, and there's basically a website for Crazy Town, and on there is spirituality, stuff I like. That's product and app reviews. There's some silliness there because it's Crazy Town, and there's a section on speaking. I'm very passionate about speaking. I'm not that great at speaking, but I'm passionate about it. And a lot of people I find have the same issues that I have had, which is being deathly afraid of talking, not just in public, but just to people. So I'm developing that part of the website too, to make it a little bit easier, using the things that I've learned. So I'll put a short code to the website there.
So do you find yourself being more introverted as opposed to extroverted?
Most definitely. I think introverted, honestly, I don't think it really says it. There was a time where I was almost shut in because of my fear of people. I wasn't all the way xenophobic, but I was pretty darn close. So introverted, I guess, is the best way to describe it. I've gotten a lot better now, having learned how to talk to people. I still have problems with eye contact and because I'm nervous, but I've done a lot better. 5 years ago, before joining Toastmasters, I would not be able to do this at all.
Yeah.
Even a little bit.
I hear that Toastmasters really helps people who have a lot of great things to say, but they're just in their shell right now when they start. But then when they go through a couple of years of work and practice, that it really isn't that bad, and they actually seem to do quite well as a public speaker. So
yeah, absolutely.
I really applaud you for going out and doing Toastmasters, because that's how a lot of people get their start in public speaking.
Yeah, my younger sister dragged me into a meeting once because she said that it's something that I would be interested in, and I said, "What makes you think that I would be interested in joining a group that does the exact opposite of what I'm against?" You know what I'm saying? So she joined, and she said she was giving her first speech. So I went to support her in her first speech. She said, all of these other people, they're older, and I work with all of them, but you're my sister, and we perform together, because we actually grew up singing in choirs as well. So we know each other, and so I can like give her a look, and she'll play off of it, and so it was just more comfortable for her then. Then there was an open house, and they fed me, so of course I went. And then after the third time I went, they actually inducted her as president of the club, and she'd only been there a couple of months. So of course I had to go to that. So after that meeting, I was like, all right, so what do I have to do? Because for me, it was my goal at that point to become a teacher, a high school teacher at that. So I figured, if I'm going to stand in front of a group of 20 to 30 or even more children or teenagers and try to get a message to them for them to understand, I should at least know how to do that, right? So I started, I didn't do anything my first couple of meetings, and I volunteered to take on a role, like be a timer, because then all I have to do is stand up for a minute at the end and just read, what everybody's time was, and that was it. And I just took smaller steps. And so for me, I do that, I use that as an example to help coaching and counseling clients, is to take small steps. And I call it expanding your comfort zone rather than jumping outside of your comfort zone. Because a lot of people want to push you outside of what's comfortable. And I say, no, that's scary. Why would I want to do that? So I can do something that's maybe a lot less scary, but still it's a lot easier to do. Like, I don't want to tell my whole life story to a group of strangers, but I can at least introduce myself and say my name and where I work. You know what I mean? And so just starting there and moving forward, I was eventually able to give my first speech, which was an awesome hit. Even though I got really, really sick right before and after. But I was able to do more speeches. Then I actually, before my second speech, I actually had to move across the country to Las Vegas, Nevada. And I said, what I don't want to do is lose this momentum, because I've started a really good thing. So I started visiting clubs in that area, and that was really difficult for me to go and find strangers to talk to on purpose. Not to mention, but I'm still looking for a job too, so I have to do better at interviewing and all of these things. So I did that, and because I had at least the Toastmasters thing in common with these people, then it was a lot easier for me to approach them and just make a call and say, hi, I'm looking for a club. And it was really cool. I had visited about 3 clubs, never joined any of those. I stayed a member at my home club, but I was able to deliver speeches there, make some awesome connections that I still have to this day. And, you know, I learned a lot. I've learned a lot. And since then, I have been president of my club twice. I've been vice president of education, which is basically the one who tracks the progress of each member and the club as a whole. And I was been an area governor, which is at the time, last year, matter of fact, I was in charge of my club and 5 other clubs. Had I not joined Toastmasters in the first place, I would never see myself in that type of a position of leadership. So it has helped me immensely. I could not say enough about it. So that's why I try to use that as an example in explaining how people can get over fear or at least work through it. And the importance of speaking and how to learn to speak, because I still get butterflies when I speak, but going through this program has helped me to make the butterflies go in formation.
Yeah.
You know? Just make them do what I need them to do.
I like that. Make them fly in formation.
Yeah.
Danielle, can I steal that? Because I think that if I can.
I did. You can too.
All right. Great. We're all bigger than kids anyhow. So.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I've been working in social media for a number of years, and I've kind of had my own fear of, you know, stepping out and doing more client work, I think. And so I'm trying to get my butterflies to fly in the same formation so that I can go out and get clients to help solve their problems. And the thing that I'm hoping to see with people is that their number one problem is that they don't have time to do it all. And so what I would do is come in and say, okay, I have the time and the capacity to help you. Can we establish some sort of a relationship between myself and your business to help run your email marketing, make sure that your website's up to date, and any other social media things that you have, like your Facebook and Twitter account.
Right.
So I'm kind of excited. I think this week I'm going to try to kick that off pretty hardcore and get lists from Chamber of Commerce and
nice.
Just kind of go through that list and say, you know, who can I go to and talk to. But that's pretty cool. I applaud your efforts there to kind of get out of your shell and work on those kind of things.
Right. Well, I appreciate that. And it's really, people have asked me what motivates me, what drives me, why do I do the things that I do? Because it helps me to help other people go through the things that I've gone through. Whether it's just, like I said, going through fear or something that's even, you know, more heavy, like life situations. You know, Tim, I've never been in a box, but I've been out there, you know what I mean? So I know that story, and I know there are people who are going through it right now. And, what I say is your situation is only part of your story, and stories are meant to be shared. Man, I've got a hell of a story, and it's still being written. So I'm just trying to share my story so that somebody else can, get through what it is that they need to get through. And that's what really motivates me. So no matter how nerve-wracking it may be for me, I know that I have something important to say to somebody. And when people come into Periscopes or, I've gotten emails and random Facebook messages and saying, hey, I love what you had to say today. I love even if it's just me, I've been in my car doing my makeup before I go into work and just talking about what I'm doing that day on the internet. And people are like, I love this. I love the authenticity of this, that, you're so real and you're not afraid to do. I am afraid to do it. Tim, I don't know if you have, maybe you've seen me joke around before coming on screen. It's like, I ain't got no lip gloss on. I got to put some lip gloss on first, because, women are self-conscious about that stuff. But I do things like opposite. Yeah, I'll put my makeup on as I'm scoping as opposed to before I scope. You know what I mean? Because some people are uncomfortable with that for whatever the reason is. So I've had body image issues. I don't necessarily think I'm supermodel pretty, but other people could see me being comfortable showing myself with my hair pulled back and, no makeup on my face and getting dolled up or whatever, and feel better about not coming on, with a full face on. So, it's just little things like that. I have something to say, but people aren't going to know what I do if they don't know who I am. I can't help them if they don't know who I am. So what I say a lot of times also is they won't know if you don't show. So a person's not going to know the type of merit or value or, a kind of a positive impact that I can have on their lives unless I show them. So, yeah, I might be scared to freaking death. I'm scared right now that my phone's going to die in the middle of the sentence. But, I still have to try. And, nothing beats a failure but a try. So that's why I'm here. That's why I do the things that I do. And I know that I can help people. I've seen the results. Just last week, I had a client. She called me. We set up a consultation for the very next day. She said, I'm doing so much. I'm busy. I don't have the time. I'm losing my mind. I was like, I don't know if it's something spiritual that you can help me with or something. I was like, calm down. You can't think straight because you're trying to do too much, So we set up a 30-minute consultation, and all I did was help her figure out her schedule for a day, for just what to do. Like, where is your time most needed in a day? Obviously, you have a job. You have to sleep. You do schoolwork. At some point, you have to eat and clean yourself. That's where your time is necessary. Everything else can fall into place this way, So she said, wow, this is great. I feel better already. We didn't even get off the phone for the first time. So the next day, without any prompting, she said, my day went so amazing. I feel so much better. I'm rested. I'm organized. I found the things that I was looking for and all of that. So, and she came from Periscope. No, not Periscope, from Blab. So we just were talking one time on Blab. I told her what it is that I do. She followed me on Periscope, saw me a couple of times, and then she tweeted me. And that same day, we had a consultation. And so that's what I'm just saying. It's like, if I were scared to do this, or if I let the fear overtake me, then I wouldn't be able to help her. Do you know what I'm saying? She wouldn't have been able to see who I am and know what I do, to contact me to help her with whatever her situation. Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of a statement I've heard before, and it goes something like this: that you are so unique to the world, and you can share what you know and your expertise only the way that you know how. People all over the country are waiting for you to tell your story, because even though that you may not know as much as someone else. The way that you deliver that content or share your story is so unique, and it helps that person
right
in just the right way, as opposed to, how someone else would share this information or help this other person out. It just doesn't ring true for them. So when you go out and tell your story, and you help who you help, you help who you help in the way that you only can do it. And that's kind of how I feel about what I'm doing, is that, there are social media people out there that can do everything that I can do, but I do it a little differently. And I have a certain knack of finesse and things like that most people may not have. And I just may be geeky enough that people say, "Yeah, I think you got it." So
do that thing that you do so well.
Mm-hmm.
A second, yep.
Yeah.
This has been awesome, you guys. I really do appreciate you for hopping in here and sharing. I think I know I am gonna have to actually close this blab, because I have another one coming up at 6:00. And I have to scope at 3:30. So I've got to charge my phone so I can do all of these things. But thank you guys so much. Before I go off of the record, I want to thank everyone else who has joined us either in the comments or in the seat for coming to Crazy Town and sharing your story and asking all of the questions. I try to do this once a week on Blab. I don't have a set timer schedule. I am on Periscope almost every single day, doing stuff just like this. So please do follow me. The name is the same, at Danielle the VP, on Periscope here and on Twitter. And so 3:30 Eastern time, watch for me on Periscope. 6:00 Eastern time, watch for me here again on Blab for Living Your Purpose. And we're going to talk about doing good in your life and your business and your community, and how that can help you find your purpose. So thank you guys so much. I hope you join us again